Thank you for joining us here today. I am Jen Carpenter of Secure and Savvy Solutions, and I have with me Alissa Bickar, the Consultress. I highlight different people each month that are in my network, experts and resources for entrepreneurs, small business owners. And this episode will come out by the end of October, by the end of this month. I'm a little late on this video, so we're going to roll it out for October. Otherwise, normally these come out by the second Friday of every month, so I can highlight the amazing people that I have in my network. So, Alissa, please give us a brief introduction of who you are and what you do in brief, and we'll go from there like we talked about.
Ha! Right on. I don't know how brief I'm going to be, but like high five. Thank you for having me here. I'm Alissa Bickar, the Consultress. I'm a real estate investor and business coach. Grew up in the realm of entrepreneurship with real estate as the thing that funded everything for my family. So I guess I'm paying forward that legacy in my business coaching for active business owners and in building passive income businesses for people who want to build that legacy through real estate. So where I come in is building this framework called the simple methodology that I've developed that works to evolve both your active business and to build and scale your passive income endeavors when it comes to real estate, that brings you through the tactical, practical pieces of business, and then also brings you all the way through into the internal identity and logistical shifts you need to make in order to continue to be of more value and service consistently and confidently. So in this age of disruption that we live in, we can continue to be even more valuable to the people around us, ourselves, our families, our communities, and the world at large through our business.
Awesome. And I'm glad that you mentioned in that part the family. I was already thinking, Alissa and I just met a couple months ago, and we just have a lot in common. So, I have all different people here on the channel that I bring on to share about what they do. But she's one of the special people, we vibe off of each other, and she has a great, community around her and all that. So, a lot of us, and I don't always work with people and women in entrepreneurship particularly, but it's really cool to be on the journey with you and how much we have in common with our families, our significant others, and it's just really cool. So that's why she's here today, is it's just really great to highlight awesome people, that you choose to surround yourself with. And women that are entrepreneurs, building their business and helping other people build their life by their design. We all do it in different ways, but that's really what it's all about. Having that balance of being, like you said, logistical. I will mention, she helps bring some balance to being logical, but also leading with my heart instead of being so rigid and scheduled and logical all the time. So she really helps bring that balance of those things that you need in business as a mother, as a wife, as an entrepreneur, all of those things. So
I mean, you can't have one without the other. Life and working, right? There is no such thing as a work-life balance. It's a life-work balance because the whole reason you're doing the work is because it is who you are. And it's what you're doing to provide for your life. If there wasn't the why of the living, who goes to work because they love to grind? Anybody? I mean, I'm sure there's a few, but having that logistical and tactical, practical piece of the business is necessary. We need to have our
100%.
strategies, our implementations, and our metrics. But what about the people, like you were saying, the partnerships that we get to do business with, people who have the yin to our yang in different places,
Yeah,
and the leadership, who we are, how we attract people, and the empowerment, making people better by being in that energy, in that growth mindset. It's an internal game as well that continues to inform, yet again, the tactical and practical. So for me, it is a full circle. They aren't separate. Like, this world tends to have us compartmentalize life and work. But what I'm here to tell you, especially in the simple method, the way that you clarify and get in motion with your business is to clarify and be very intentional on your values and what you're creating in the world. They're not separate from each other. In fact, I've codified it in a way that allows people to harness both, which is exponential growth.
totally, totally. You have to have all of the pieces to build what you're building, and like you said, attract the right people around you to grow with. So Share with us kind of a brief recent success story before we get into the wonderful things that you have with your podcast and things like that. Share with us kind of a brief story of how your work has helped someone recently.
Oh my God, who do I pull from? I mean, I had
Good
a
thing.
corporate CFO type lady who was head of household, who took a break and ultimately said goodbye to her corporate life, had to reintegrate and had a desire for entrepreneurship, but didn't really have a internal compass for it, as it were. And her and her husband really wanted to invest in real estate. So I brought her and her husband through the simple method of determining, where do you want to invest? Why is it that you're here? How do you two work in partnership together to get the best results? And then have the accountability to continue to refine that, because often the built up mindset is that I have to have it figured out. I need to make the plan and then have the plan, march me to the finish line. Well,
Right.
that's just not the case. So over 6 months time, we got them into 2 or 3 different marketplaces to look for the type of investing they wanted to do. They built up their network, were running deals, analyzing to make sure that it fit for what they were looking for. And by the way, really got the knack for networking and being in business and developing that who you spend the most time with reflects the amount of success. So they were able to attract the right resources, get in motion, and get some deal flow under their belt. So they were constantly refining what they were looking for. Now, at the end of the program, they were like, thank you so much. We now understand the business that we're in. We understand ourselves and our role in this business. And we have a clear, confident way to continue to iterate. And we're not afraid of changing. Like, that is the goal, is to continue
Totally.
to look within and look without and find out what here needs changing and being willing to do it. Because some of the things that keep people stuck is that idea and that myth that we have to, once we arrive, we're here and this is where we have to stay. But helping people stay in that evolutionary movement, like, that's what it takes to be successful, to stay agile. And so for them, it was, yeah, they were wanting to learn how to create a business of Airbnbs and do short-term rentals in places
Okay.
they wanted to vacation.
Okay.
But for me, it was also giving them the tried and true principles of business and how to operate that from their own integrity and their own skill sets that applies to whatever business they create from here, including their passive income business.
Yes. Yes. Perfect, perfect story. What came to mind was, you don't know what you don't know. So having you as a resource to open that mind of expansion up, you don't know what's out there. And yeah, you don't have to have everything all figured out. That's what causes inaction and just leaves you staying the same. You can't learn and grow or evolve if you don't learn what it is. You don't know what you don't know. And then you can't take action if you don't have someone to help you guide you on the plan, and then stay as a resource for long-term accountability and resources, even though you're giving them all the tools to know what they know and grow their business, but apply it everywhere else. So she's in for the long haul when you work with Alissa Bickar.
I mean, I fall in love with my clients. I'm
Of
just
course,
saying,
it's wonderful.
they take a piece of my heart, and so they get my whole Rolodex. They get introductions to people who can help solve the problems they come up against. So yeah, I mean, once you're in, if you want to stay, there's usually room.
Yes, yes, yes. She's an amazing resource to have in your world. So let's talk about your weekly podcast called Rise and Shine. Tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. Rise and Shine with Alissa was developed much like this series right here, to have a place for my interesting conversations, strategic partners, and the cool things I was learning live, networking and growing as a person to grow my business. So Rise and Shine with Alissa was a channel, a broadcast channel that I wanted for everybody to have access to unique ways of thinking, especially in this age of disruption where nothing is normal. Everything's up for review and is basically renewing live all the time. And to get people comfortable with that prospect of, how are other people thinking, perceiving, pivoting in today's sometimes turbulent world? And so I have 3 buckets of my audience that I address with the Rise and Shine with Alissa podcast on
Okay.
YouTube. And that is entrepreneurs, investors, and parents.
Okay.
Because for me, these are the spaces I live in. It's how I endeavor forward. So what I find attractive, information I find relevant, gets to pass right on through to people who share any one of those three or all of those three passions.
Awesome. Awesome. And that's weekly on Mondays that the episodes come out on your YouTube channel, correct?
That's right. Yep.
And then you also have an email list too that those come through as well, right? If people wanted to be part of that, is that something?
Yeah, you can just send me an email and I'll add you to that list, or you can just subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/at Consultress.
Excellent. Yeah, so I do look forward to seeing those emails because it's nice to get them and then check out the video from there. And
Right.
then you recently completed a series you talked about that was Let's Talk Live. And I know that covers your simple methodology. So tell us a little bit about that. There's more value on at Consultress YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's another playlist, but it was a series of micro trainings. So what I find in today's age of disruption is that we have itty bitty attention spans. So I went on specifically to give an overview of the simple method and then did a micro training on each one of the 6 pillars so that you can get, in under 10 minutes, you can get information and inspiration and action plan, how to put that pillar to work for you now, and then come back to the next one to build upon it. So it's a series of 7 videos that's out right now for free on my YouTube channel at the playlist Let's Talk Live. And
Awesome.
it's just an overview and a deep dive on micro levels of each one of those pillars and how you can put it to work.
Fantastic. I have yet to check that out, but I know I'll learn a ton from it. So I will make that happen in my non-working time, my time when I like to relax and do things like that versus watch Netflix and play video games, things like that. So we've talked about definitely please connect with Alissa at Consultress on her YouTube channel. She would love for you to subscribe to her there. And then where else would you like people to connect with you as well?
Funny thing, just Google Consultress and connect with my business page, my personal page on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram and LinkedIn. Reach out, connect. I would love to see you on those places because I post relevant stuff to what I'm doing almost every day. And sometimes it is just that snippet, that 30 seconds that can give you a little boost. So connect with me on social and if you need to email me or if you'd like to get on that email list, it's my first name, Alissa, Alissa, at theconsultress.com.
Excellent. I was just going to ask too, and I can share it in the description. If you want people to get on your calendar, we can share that here or however you prefer. But all of her links will be included in the description as well. So if you do connect with Alissa and you want to get on her calendar, that is possibly an option as well. Would you like them to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So my complimentary session is called a clarity call. Within 20 minutes or less, we dive in, figure out what it is in your landscape that needs a little bit of support and help you get moving. Again, like the micro trainings, we all have places to be and things to do. So it's a 20-minute calendar that I do offer complimentary. You'll just answer a few questions on the way in so we can make the best use of our time. And it is calendly.com/Alissa-the-consultress/clarity-call, which is a mouthful.
I'll put it
Basically,
all in there.
just use Calendly, Alissa, the consultress, clarity call, and put in all the slashes and dashes you want.
Excellent. Excellent. I will make sure they can get in touch with you. So thank you so much for sharing all that you're doing and adding value to our network and communities around us. It has been fantastic being on this journey with you. So I'm super excited to share this with everybody on my channel. So Jen Carpenter, Secure and Savvy Solutions, definitely subscribe to my channel as well. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok as well. And yeah, look forward to these future videos, like I said, by the end of each month. So we highlight all the great people in my network. So have a great rest of your day and thank you for your time, Alissa.
Thanks so much. See you soon.
Take care.